Hi, I'm Albert. These are vlogs about nothing, my own guinea pig. And so today's one of the two Extemp videos that I've prepared for you guys today. The first of which has to deal with food delivery apps, okay? And first and foremost, I want to say that I do think that perhaps the best extemporaneous speaker I've ever seen speak is John Oliver, and unabashedly sort of is a really good speaker. And despite what you may or may not think about some of his opinions, I've linked, put a link in the description below to the show just so that you can kind of get some references to where my jumping off point was in terms of having the idea to put up some content or whatever. And I'd like talking about things that matter, you know? I also like talking about things that don't matter. I think that's kind of cool too, which is why I make impromptu speeches. But the Extemp speeches are a little bit more geared towards a little bit of the seriousness, right? And so tonight we're talking about food delivery apps. And again, link in the description below if you want to catch the whole episode, which John Oliver puts up for free every single week. And they get like millions of views, great organic feedback, all this kind of stuff. And so I encourage you to watch him if you haven't already have, or if you currently already don't, do not, you know? Okay. Food delivery apps. If I could give advice to people of any age demographic, at any time end or point, which I guess would be now, would be the following three suggestions, right? Tip cash, tip 15%, and be nice, right? And so some links in the description below will show you some other videos and how they've tactically sort of talked about some of these things, and I've chosen to talk about why I think it's important to tip your delivery driver with cash, right? So how many people do this? I'm curious. I'd like to know, right? Especially by age. Little to no tips have ever come to me in the forms of cash as a delivery driver from like younger people, right? Maybe, and I think this because younger people aren't used to the 2000 pre Y2K model of ordering delivery, which was just having either like pizza, or if you were lucky, Chinese available, and the people worked for them, they came by, you tipped them, typically it was cash. And so you did this for a bunch of different reasons, but most of which was just because that's the way it was. If you ordered pizza, if you ordered Chinese food, you were tipping your delivery driver in cash, right? And so continue to do those things. I tell you, even a $5, I've been tipped $2, I've been tipped $1, I've been tipped $40, right? Just to be clear, not everybody is so cheap in terms of their ability to tip or whatever. And so just funny sidebar note, did you know that TIP stands for to ensure proper service? And so anytime I think of tipping my service workers, I remind myself that I'm doing so because I'm ensuring that I'm going to get the best possible service that I can get, right? You get what you pay for, kind of a thing. And so you got to tip cash. You also have to tip 15% of your total bill. This is just 101, right? This is basic stuff. Anytime you go out to eat with your friends or your family or your girl or your dude or your partner or whatever, right? You tip 15%, and you tip 15% to a human being who walks, to your table, delivers your food, makes sure you're doing okay, brings you your tab and things like that. When somebody's bringing you their food in their car and they have to deal with like the real world, consider these things, right? I mean, and financially apply a reward for such behavior, at least in the amount of 15% of your total cost on your total bill. And if you live across the street, don't think $2 is a nice tip either, because this is where DoorDash drivers and all delivery Uber platforms make their money, is when you do tip $5 and you live across the street, it actually matters. And it doesn't even have to be cash. And so the final thing that I want you guys to take away from today's video as it pertains to food delivery driver, food delivery apps and so forth, is to be nice to your delivery driver, right? So many people are mean to delivery drivers. Don't be one of them.